right, let me make sure that we're good to go and make sure that we're live. Okay, we're all good there. We're all good there. All right, let me share this and then we'll get right into looking at stuff. I already have my projections and everything put in. Patreon is already, actually, I'll wait for people to join before I start really talking here. Let me get that squared away. We'll wait for a few people to join. Let's see that. Let's see, we're live there. Let's see. Like I said, I'll slowly let people kind of join in. I'll wait till I get about 20 people before we start talking about everything. I'm just posting this everywhere I need to. I'm gonna try and not be on when Osimo does their show. I don't really like trying to compete with Phil and Jason over there. I try and not have our stuff overlap, but sometimes it just happens. Let's see. What's going on, Derek? What's up, Clutch? Let's see. I don't think it's going to be a wreck fest. Even with the rain, this track is the epitome of really boring road courses, in my opinion. Like, everybody gets spread out, even in the rain yesterday, even with the truck series. Like, nobody's close enough to really cause chaos. And so the race just kind of gets spread out. Finishing, there we go. That's up there. Let me see. Okay, we got 20 people. Let me go ahead and move this to the screen and we'll go ahead and get this started. I already have, like I said, I already have everything, all my projections and everything are done. So we're going to rank these here. I'll talk about the drivers. Like I said, I'll probably be here for a while. I do want to note this, and I kind of shared it, or I shared one of Pierce's videos right before the road courses, because I remember hearing stuff that I wanted to hear, going back into another road course, and he really talked about the value range and how, cars that drivers and people in the value range are going to work out, not because they had a good car, not because they're a good driver, but because of pit road strategy and track position late, and specifically how they do on the last restart, whenever that is. And looking at the last couple days of ownership, play guys that you really, quote unquote, shouldn't play. Like, for example, in the truck series, on here, I was like, look, Tanner Gray is going to get a lot of ownership, and I think there's a higher chance that Austin Wayne Self performs better. I'm going to try and get to Austin Wayne Self because I don't think people are going to play him. And it's things like that to where I think we need to really pay attention to what the chalk plays are once we're breaking that down. So just pay attention to that. Look, we're all chasing place differential here. I know you can play Cindric, you can play John Menninger, Chase Elliott, hoping they get out and lead, a good portion of the laps. But what is it, only 68 laps in this race? Let me look. Yeah, it's only 68 laps, and so, that's really, let's see, that's only 17 laps led and 30.6 fast laps. And so, really, unless one guy walks away with this, which I think we're going to see a lot more switching here because it is the Cup Series here, I'm just chasing place differential in the back. And so, with all the chalk there, for the place differential plays, throw in guys that you really shouldn't play, or guys that that you think are going to be high owned, like, let's say, for example, like Matt DiBenedetto or Michael McDowell. Not the first names that jump out to you here, but guys that I think you should consider just because they're going to have low ownership. And with all the chalk here of people like Truex, Hamlin going to the back, and he's going to fix that steering issue. Like, if I was Hamlin, I would just cheat the car up crazy right here. You're already starting in the back. You're going to be changing that power steering box. Like, I'm perfectly fine. I'm not worried about them. But like Truex, Hamlin, here, we'll start doing this here. So, like, obviously, like Truex, that's not Truex, that's Keselowski. People like Denny Hamlin, these guys are great plays. Eric Almirola is starting here. Looking at his track history at road courses, really good. I'm perfectly fine with Austin Dillon and Ryan Newman. Even people like Ryan Preece and Anthony Alfredo. Quinn Hoff is interesting. I haven't made lineups yet. I've just done the projections. the optimizer didn't hate him because it was wanting to just shove in all the high guys. But I'm really, let me see here. I'm really concerned with a lot of these guys. Let's see. This is probably where I'd rank the field right here. Bubba Wallace, $5,800, Bubba Wallace. Good job, Bubba. Let's see. I'd probably do this. And then that's probably how I'd rank these drivers. Just because like I said, I'm chasing after place differential plays here. And I just wanted to point out that I think there's going to be a lot of chalk plays, and you're going to want to throw a guy who's a bad play, like a Kurt Busch, like a Cole Custer, like a, Matt DiBenedetto. Like I said, I think you need to have ownership to those guys. And I'm having my optimizer around the background as we're going through this. So now that I got that out of the way, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to ask? Like, Truex, I mean, I love qualifying like this. Like, sure, we have chalk plays and everything, but like, I'm playing 3 lineups on DraftKings, 4 on FanDuel, and I'm really tempted to try and go under the field on people, or not over. Like, look, like I said, I'm gonna play the chalk plays, like Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski. Very popular. You should play him in pretty much every single lineup, but you're going to need pivots off of guys, or you're going to need to play guys who are low owned to try and get different there. That's what I would do. Priest or Ty Dillon. I like Ty Dillon more. But if you look at how Priest is done, let's take ahead and look at Ryan Priest. If you look at his past road courses, the 2 races at the Daytona Road Course, 9th and 23rd. Roval, 14th and 21st. Watkins Glen in 2019, 39th or 36th. Sonoma in 2019 is 29th. Then if you look at Ty Dillon, it's just a bit safer than Ryan Priest. But these guys are great too. Like, I'm going to have these guys in the lineups. I know I will. 2 Daytona Road Courses, 19th and 20th for Dillon. Roval, 23rd, 15th, 23rd. Watkins Glen, 30th, 23rd, 17th, 33rd. I mean, these are guys you're gonna use. Like, I love Dillon just because he's starting where he's starting. Like I said, I'd have him ranked as an A just because I think he's safer than Priest. But I like a lot of these guys. And in a race, even if rain comes in a race where all these good drivers in the back will get up and work their way through the field, like who just talking at a glimpse, who has good road course history starting in the back? Anthony Alfredo. Granted, he only has 1 start, 22nd in the Daytona Road Course, but starting 37th, if he even gets to close to 24th, 25th, I'm perfectly fine with that. Ryan Priest is looking good. Ryan Newman, his history, 2 Daytona Road Courses, 20th and 19th. Roval, 31st, 32nd, 11th. Watkins Glen, 25th, 19th. Sonoma, 7th, 24th. Yet again, he's starting 34th. Like, he's going to get you 10 positions there. I already told you I like Ty Dillon. I love Eric Jones. I absolutely love Eric Jones. There, let's move him there. I think he's my one and done on Dirty Air. I forgot who my one and done is, but I like him. Chris Buescher, pretty much all finishes inside the top 20 on pretty much any road course he's ever been in. Eric Almirola, same deal there, other than the 24th at the Daytona Road Course in 2020 and a 22nd finish at Watkins Glen in 2018, all top 20 finishes and even some top 10 finishes. Brad Keselowski, don't got to say anything there. Michael McDowell, other than the 32nd at the Roval in 2020, pretty much all top 25 finishes. All top 20 other than the 2 Sonoma races, because you have a 25th in 2019 and 2020, or 21st in 2018. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I like him as well. Matt DiBenedetto, a guy that I don't think is going to carry ownership, that I'm probably going to have a lineup with Matt DiBenedetto just to try and get different. Denny Hamlin, already told you there, not interested in Bubba Wallace. Martin Truex Jr., I mean, just go ahead and lock him in. I like Austin Dillon as well. Like, if I had to choose pivots for ownership, I like Dylan. I like Matt DiBenedetto. Let's see. Kurt Busch, pretty much a top 15 player, pretty much a top 10 guy other than the 2020 Daytona Road Course and the 2019 Roval when he finished 20th. I like him. I like Alex Bowman. I like Kevin Harvick. I like Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney. I mean, as we get farther up, we're running out of those guys who are going to get you place differential. In a typical race, obviously, like if this race was like 100 laps or whatever on a road course, if it was like the Roval where it's more laps on a smaller track, then I start going more towards people like A.J. Allmendinger or people like Elliott. But when you have so many place differential plays here that can easily outscore guys, especially if the lead is switched and flip back and forth between drivers, in my mind right now, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, and Keselowski are optimal. That's just how I'm thinking right now. If these guys all get inside the top 8, compete for a win, like all these guys are going to compete for a win. I find it hard-pressed to not see at least 2 of those guys make the optimal lineup, if that's making sense here. What kind of lineup construction? Yeah, pretty much just what I said there. I'm chasing after place differential. Also on Patreon, I made my stuff available to everyone who has a tier or who has joined a tier. So if you're a little hesitant, because I had some questions yesterday, if you're a little hesitant, if you join the $1 tier today, you have access to my PDF, my player pool, my projections on Patreon. If you want to donate $3 on the Do It for Dale, you're going to have access to it as well. And then if you join the $18, which you have a week left, I'm trying to help people out who are curious about what I offer and everything. Everything's available on Patreon on any tier if you want to support the channel. Yeah, really targeting towards the front. It's more like a plate race than I wanted it to be, since there's just so much chalk at the bottom of the field. Like in my lineups, I pretty much just want one of Allmendinger, Elliott, Blaney, Bell, Harvick. One of these guys. I really like Harvick. A little bit of spoiler, Harvick's probably my favorite play today. Looking back at the races that have gone green in the Cup Series, and even yesterday, Childers and Harvick always short pit at the end of the stage. They always enter pit road. They never stay out and get the stage points. They're always trying to get the track position late in the race. He's starting 11th. I loved him to begin with this week. Entering, let's just look at his track history real quick, or road course history. These are his finishes covering road course, the Daytona Road Course, the Roval, Watkins Glen, and Sonoma. This is just across the board. 6th, 17th, 11th, 3rd, 9th, 7th, 10th, 6th, and 2nd. Starting 11th, and if everybody's going to be chasing A.J. Allmendinger, Chase Elliott, these guys here, I on DraftKings I'm playing one lineup with Harvick, and like, well, you love him. I'm only playing 3 lineups, but you get what I'm saying. Like I like Harvick as a guy who should have lower ownership compared to Chase Elliott, compared to A.J. Allmendinger. And so, to answer your question, lineup construction, I probably have one of these guys, and then the player pool really starts at 16th on back. That's just how it would go. 16th on back. I assume everybody's going to try and put Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski in lineups. That's perfectly fine. I probably see myself doing the same thing, and certainly on FanDuel, your player pool is, unless the top 10 kind of stagnates and only one guy, like say Chase Elliott, goes from 8th to 1st and nobody else really moves, my player pool for FanDuel would just probably be 16th on back. That's what I would do. Let's see. Thoughts on Newman? Yeah, I absolutely love Newman. Briscoe to the like. This stuff doesn't matter. Like, this is a place differential race. It's going to be a long race. This race is going to suck. It's going to be like 4 hours long. I have a league race later tonight, so I never, I'm going to have it on a second monitor. But this is going to be such a long and boring race. But so what is this? Like, Briscoe going to the rear. Okay, I don't like Briscoe to begin with. But he's starting 27th. He literally has 3 hours to get back up to 27th, Basically 2 restarts. And the only time to pass on this track, you have 4 places to pass on Cota. It's really dumb. Right on the restart, entering 1, before you get to the long back straightaway. And those, not the S's, but the, like turns 17, 18, 19th, and then the last one before the start-finish line. Everything else is just, the S's are useless. I mean, this is why I don't like road courses, because, there's only like 4 good places to pass here. Let's see. Hamlin, BK, Hamlin, Keselowski. Gun to my head, like, my highest projected guy is Brad Keselowski today, in terms of DK projections, and in terms of FanDuel as well. That's just what I would do, man. That's how I would look at it. Bell, like, what are we playing Bell for? Exactly. Because he won the Daytona Road Course. If you look back at his races, he won the Daytona Road Course on the yellow that really wasn't even a yellow. You got to remember that as well. This is, another situation where NASCAR, hey, this race is getting boring. We need to spice it up. There's like a little bit of mist. We're going to throw a yellow. Everybody comes into pit, gets new tires. Bell gains positions on pit road, ends up winning that race. His other 2 road course finishes have been 21st and 24th, and he really wasn't stellar in the Xfinity Series race. Like, you're playing him for place differential. I think he'll finish inside the top 8, but, I would much rather play A.J. Allmendinger for, $200 more, who, should actually lead in this race. Elliott, who should actually lead in this race. Even Larson. I really, really wanted to play Larson this weekend, because I figured everybody would target A.J. Allmendinger, Elliott, everybody else. But he's starting second, and I'm giving him 8 laps led and 3 fast laps. And that's not crazy. That's a long time. That's nearly 30 minutes of on-track. Well, maybe not 30 minutes. That's like 23 minutes of on-track domination. Half an hour of Larson leading the field and pulling away. It's hard to really project him for anything else, man. You know what I mean? All right, so let's go. Your favorite guys on Fan? It's the same guys, man. It's the exact same guys. FanDuel's pure place differential today. Pure place differential. JJ, let's see. Oh, I got so many people watching. For those of you that are just joining, my projections, everything are available on Patreon on any tier. So if you join the $1 tier, you join the $3 tier. If you want to join the $18.99 tier, I know it's late in the month. A lot of people don't like joining the big tiers late, so I put everything out. If you just give me $1 on Patreon, you can get the projections there today. Let's see, Logano. Like, I'm personally not playing Logano. Like, with my 3 line, I think I only played 2 of these guys. Like, in my 3 lineups on DraftKings, I might do 2 lineups with one of these guys in here, and then just 1 pure place differential lineup. And then FanDuel, I'm not playing any of these guys in the front. That's just how I would go. Let's see. 6 under, cash game, cash core, man. Who's your cash core plays? Ty Dillon, Ryan Newman. If you're struggling that much, Priest and Alfredo. Like, I like those guys. I hope hopefully, it rains, somebody dies, that's the only way to make this race exciting. Like, hopefully a fan gets hit by some random shrapnel. Hopefully that happens. Cash, last guy in, Hamlin or Chase? Let's answer this with the projections. Let's see. Hamlin or did I read that right? Oh, yeah, it's Hamlin. What am I talking about? Yeah, it's Hamlin. It's Hamlin. Now, if Joe Gibbs, if they decide how to, inspect a car, and if they fail to put the stupid power steering in there, or if they just have more issues on the 11, it's not going to work out. But I have Hamlin projected for I'm giving Hamlin a 5th place finish today. You can back it up, give him about 7th or 8th, but that's a top 10 car, starting 19th, in a race where there's not a lot of there's not a lot of laps led and fast lap points. That just, it's all Hamlin. Let's see, man. Busher, McDowell, and Cash. I'd probably do Chris Busher. That's where I would go. Yeah, Seahawks fan. No. I'm a Cardinal fan. I just buy these because they're on sale whenever I go to Seattle. I bought this one for like $15. It's very soft and comfy. But no, I'm a Cardinals fan. Cardinals suck too. hopefully, I'll be shocked if we win 6 games this year. Everybody's like, we're going to the Super Bowl. I was like, dude, we'll be lucky if Hopkins doesn't break a leg or something, and then we're just done. Yeah, I mean, yeah, laps led is just horror. Laps, if you're playing like, I mean, I could be incredibly wrong. I could just be like sounding like an absolute moron. I mean, for FanDuel, my player pool starts at 16th, but like realistically, the guys on the FanDuel player pool, it would be Truex, Hamlin, Stenhouse, DeBenedetto, Keselowski, Almirola, Jones, Ty Dillon, Ryan Newman. That seems like just the pool to do on FanDuel. Like, that's just what I would do. Nah, man. JJ Watts, he'll probably break an arm or something. I mean, it always happens, dude. I've been a Cardinal fan ever since I was little, okay? Every year it's the same thing. We're going to do great this year. Man, this is a top 10 team. I mean, Cardinals suck. Everybody sucks. Sports sucks. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Let's see. Yeah, so like, I mean, for FanDuel, I'm just chasing place differential, and which is, thank God, the $7 on FanDuel is 12,000 people. There might be a chance you can take that down solo. There's a good chance it chops for the top optimal lineup, but if this was like a $27,000 person contest, I wouldn't play it because there's a lot of ownership that'll be on FanDuel. So man, just like, thank God. Yeah, right. See, Sterling gets my idea, and I like JJ Watt. Okay, I like it, but yeah, there's no way he plays more than 6 games. If he makes it 4 quarters this season, I'll be impressed. Kurt Busch, yeah, I don't mind Kurt Busch. I have him. I don't mind. It's like, so I'm giving Kurt Busch what am I giving him? A 10th place finish, around 36 points. It's the issue. It's the same issue that we had in both these last races, is that you get so many people getting very similar prices or very similar DK points. Like, just in the top 10 alone, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the top 10 project to do over 40 DraftKings points. However, I only have 2 getting to 50 in that. Whereas in the back half of the field, starting with Truex back, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not as crazy as I thought it was. I have 4 guys in the back getting over 40 DraftKings points. It's just that you're paying so much money for those guys. I mean, it's Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski, the guys that you're expecting. You're paying so much for those guys. It's difficult to get to people like Chase Elliott. I think a lot of people are going to go out of their way to play Chase Elliott today, and let's see what the optimizers want to do, because I haven't ran that yet, or I haven't refreshed it. So give me uno momento, por favor. Let's get this loaded here. See what other questions we got. Let's see. Also, just got that. Oh, well, thank you very much, Clutch. You can just download that PDF. If you use Optimizer, you can copy the projected points and just drop them in. That's why I just have them in a single column there. Or you can look at the heat map and everything like that. Let me get this Optimizer going. But yeah, thank you for the support there. I hope you join the other tiers next month. Unless the day just goes horrible and we just whiff entirely. We whiffed last week. I did pretty poor last week. I was just off last week. Didn't do very well. Just missed. I only played 1 line, but I did not see Larson run away with that. Let me get these points in here, and then we'll be good to go. Oops. Put that there. Let me just some of these bad boys over there. Up there. Let's see. Okay, that's rock and roll. Now we'll let that work a little bit. Let's see. Truex, Hamlin, Eric Jones, Newman. I mean, there you go. You got so that right there. That's the issue, Chris. Truex, Hamlin, Almirola, Jones, Buescher, and Newman and Cash. Congratulations. You've played the exact same lineup that everybody will play, and a lineup that will score incredibly high. You know, that's the issue we have today. Jones or Newman on FanDuel. I'd probably go Jones. I think he's going to be a bit lower owned because people don't believe in the car. Every DFS YouTube thumbnail for DFS this week is Chase. Seems over-touted to me. NASCAR added 7 road courses to the schedule for Chase Elliott to win. I just think he gets outscored. Like head-to-head, Truex, Chase Elliott. If Chase Elliott wins and Truex is finished 4th, Truex is going to win that battle. That's just the same thing here. DFS in a nutshell. I let my NASCAR diehard dad fill out every lineup this week, and he kind of just picks who he likes and won. Yeah, right. Right. I've had really good weeks this week or this year. Martinsville, Richmond, and Dover. I've whiffed on. I just didn't see. But man, it's because it's mainly. I mean, last week, fucking Joe Gibbs just showed up with cars that weren't even competitive. Poor Christopher Bell didn't even have a chance to do anything. Okay, what is this going? We gotta refresh this. This baby is one to take forever. So we got an hour and 37 minutes until FanDuel locks. A little bit later for DraftKings. For Super Draft, I'm not playing Super Draft this week because I don't like the contests. They're just too small. But if I was to play Super Draft, I would put A.J. Allmendinger and Cindric in every single lineup. And I would just probably put A.J. Allmendinger in the captain spot. And then fill out all the place differential in the back. That's what I would do. Let's see. I think that's my brother, and he's not slick enough to do research. Yeah. We'll see. FanDuel, Hamlin, Truex, Newman, BK, Almirola. Dang, that was easy. Yet again, once again, congratulations. You just made a very high-scoring lineup that a lot of people will have. That's why I'm saying, I know people hate it when I say this, but play someone you shouldn't play. Like, play an ugly, god-awful play. Even to me, I'm trying to think who's going to be that god-ugly play I'm going to do this week. Might be Cole Custer. Like, I need low ownership on one position in a 6-driver roster on DraftKings to get different. In FanDuel, you only got 5, so you don't have to get as extreme, but I'm trying to take down a tournament, without splitting or whatever. Like, if I wanted to score well, if I wanted to do well, like, it's kind of all the chalk plays. That's kind of how, it's very counterintuitive. Like, if you're playing cash, you want to have a very high scoring lineup, but you need to be different in one or two places. GPPs are going to be that way as well this week. Let's see. The guy you had last week must have been sad. I know, man. Bowman, he got mad, man. They heard me. They got mad. Yo, on FanDuel, I have extra money. Do I take Jones or Newman? I like Jones, but, man, FanDuel, everybody kind of knows the plays on FanDuel right now. Like, what ugly plays can we play on FanDuel that nobody's going to play? Maybe McDowell. Maybe Chastain. Maybe Stenhouse to an extent. We got to try and get different on FanDuel. That's the name of the game today, or at least one. Let's see. FanDuel going to be chalk. Yeah, this is okay because at least we have an hour and a half. Not everybody's looking over lineups for 2 days or whatever. But we just got to get different right now. Here, let me talk about. So I'm giving Quinn Hoff 19 points because I think he finishes 31st. I'm giving him Kyle Tilley for BJ McLeod. I'm giving him 18 points. I don't have anybody. Well, I have LaJoy getting 9 points today. But those back markers, like if you look at Quinn Hoff, I guess Quinn Hoff gets a lot of flack for that time he nearly killed the field entering the pits at Atlanta. But even looking at Quinn Hoff's road course history, like it's not like DFL. Sure, he finished dead last at the road course this year, but 33rd last year in the Daytona road course, 28th at the Roval. I mean, this isn't like he's not incompetent, you know. He's not bad. Let's see. Should we put, yeah. I was just gonna say I think it's 4K DK. Is it? Let me see what does this optimizer want to do? No, it's not. It's not liking that. So 150 lines ran with everybody in it. 4% Quinhoff, 3% Tilly. That's not indicating that we need to punt this week. That is not. Even like yesterday with Chris Wright, I never made lineups that had to use Chris Wright, which thank God. But like it never went off. Like if all the projections are between, let's say, 50 points and 19 points, where Quinhoff is scoring 19, what am I? I'm giving Keselowski 56 points, and Palf isn't the lowest, but this is an example. Like if they're that close, I don't need to pay down for Quinhoff this week. I don't need to pay down for Kyle. I have him there. Like if you really need it, like if you're tight on cash, but a lot of my lineups are, at least in this right now, it's leaving 48. It's using 48,000. Up to 47's in there. It's liking Reddick at the price, but I'm kind of being generous there. Let's cut this pool down a little. Let's cut it down. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh no, yeah, okay, it is right. Okay. Why is it just occurring to me that Cindric is starting third? I looked at that and I was like, Cindric isn't starting third. I'm dumb. I was like, what? I was like, what did I miss up here? Let's see. Top 3 class. Oh, so see, this is a good question, Chris. Cash plays, excluding guys priced over 10K. I mean, these are the type of questions I like. It's good stuff. Almirola, Jones. Now, let me look at let's see. We got. So I do Eric Jones. It's probably Eric Jones, Eric Almirola, and Ryan Newman. To answer your question there. What happened to Wright? I played it well. He crashed. He had 11. I don't know. I didn't play Wright, so I didn't really care. I figured that team would have issues. So I don't know. Oh, cool. So you got to see Blaney win in person. That's pretty dope. Rain caused yeah. Like hopefully it's just a horrible downpour. There's fog. Somebody gets struck by lightning. Like something happens. Like not fans, drivers. So Hoff can gain some positions here. Well, thank you, Frankie. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Thank you for joining me and supporting me, guys. I've already had 4 of you guys join, so thank you very much. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Candy. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. Thank you, Brad. I do appreciate that. Will Ross Chastain. So, like, that was, like, Chastain last. That's why, like, I would love to play Chastain because I don't think anybody's going to play him. But Chastain's going Chastain. Dude ran into a wall. He missed the corner and just drove into that wall at the road course, at Daytona road course. And I was not surprised at all. I was absolutely not surprised at all. Like, oh, what is that? Ross Chastain drove head on into the wall? Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, it was cool to see Blaney win there. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're doing pretty good on viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate that. Jordan's out of town and he wasn't able to join us this week, but we'll try and get him back next week. Let's see how it goes. See, we got an hour and 20 minutes for FanDuel, or hour and 29. It's just who can we play? Sorry, it's just who can we play to get different. I think you just got to get different at one spot. Just one spot. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was editing the this optimizer. Let's see. Do that. Let's see. Do that. Let's see what this does. Let's see what it's gonna run here. With these guys, this is being really aggressive on place differential. I want to see if it can outscore guys leading laps here. All right, we'll give that a few minutes. But right now, off the bat, it was liking Kyle Busch and AJ Allmendinger together, and then place differential from there on out. Actually, it's it was like in Kyle Busch, Cindric, and AJ Allmendinger. Unlike the first run, running everybody, and I think I can outscore that if I condense the pool and make it work with certain guys. Yeah, but man, I'd much rather have a low-owned Michael McDowell. Well, it's hard to rack at this track, Chastain. And he did get laps yesterday. Even if he was down quite a few laps, he still got track time. We'll see. I know Briscoe. I got him projected to do pretty poor. Here, I'll just tell you their track histories on road courses. Chase Briscoe, 32nd. He was never that stellar in Xfinity to begin with. Anthony Alfredo, finished 22nd at the road course this year. They're not good drivers. Neither of those guys are good drivers. But I think I got Chase projected to finish 28th, and then I got Anthony Alfredo to finish like 27th or something, and so Anthony Alfredo would just outscore him there. Let's see here. For a while. Yeah, let me look. Marsh, NASCAR is not even DFS wise, just the organization is just stubborn. Like, why are we here at Cota? Like, these races are so boring. Why do we need more road courses? Road courses are so boring. The problem on FanDuel is all those guys forces, and that's the issue, Clutch. Like, and I think that's the winning. I think paying up for those place differential guys, like, we have to find whoever's low owned in that 6K range, or even below that, or try and get away from that 6K range. Try and stay in like a 7 or 8K. I mean, that's the question we got to ask ourselves. I'll really dive into that probably when we're done here. But just looking at it, like, we got to play ugly plays. We got to do at least one ugly play to try and be different here. Thank you, Chris, for telling people to do that. Let's see. Do I need a balanced line? I mean, the optimizers want to do balanced before, but it was wanting to put in because the prices of, like, it's wanting to use Cindric, AJ Allmendinger as like, the dominators or whatever, because I have them project the lead laps, and it's wanting to use them because they're cheap and easy. Man, like I said, I'm personally playing, and like, if you start a lineup and you go Anthony Alfredo, for example, $5,100, you can easily afford people like Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski. And then even if you wanted to pivot off of like Keselowski, if you really believe in like Austin Cindric or you really like A. Allmendinger, like it kind of leads to, I guess it's a balanced lineup. I usually consider like playing a lot of 5K guys, stars and scrubs, but I guess it's not necessarily like that because there's a lot of 8K guys that are, like winning cars who can lead laps. Yeah, Stenhouse is another guy. So right now it's Stenhouse, DiBenedetto, McDowell, Harvick, and Dillon that I'm trying to think of, and Chastain. I'm trying to think of what their ownership's going to be. Because Stenhouse isn't bad. And so like that, when you look at my projections, I'm being pretty, I guess not lenient is the way. But it like my projections assume that Truex and Hamlin and Keselowski are optimal. Like these guys, Truex, Hamlin, Keselowski, they all pretty much finish inside the top 6. They're fighting for a win. Those 3 guys there. So like Stenhouse right now, I'm giving him 35 points, but at his price, that's a 5.6 value. So like he's popping off as like a good play for me. Do other people see that? Do people go to him? Or do people even have that $6,000 left? If you're building, around Chase Elliott, I think most lineups in my mind for the public is going to be A. Allmendinger or Chase Elliott, and maybe Ryan Blaney or Austin Cindric. And so those guys are building lineups with 3 guys inside the top 10. I'm going a completely different direction, so I don't necessarily have to. What was I saying? I don't necessarily have to project, Stenhouse to just finish better. I just I just went blank on what I was saying. I do not remember the point of what I was saying there. I think just I'm going in a different build than I think other people are going to, and I think that's just enough to get different. All I have to consider now is the people who are building like me. I think that's my point there. Let's see. Well, Kyle, that's what happens when you run like a 6-hour race yesterday. Let's see. Thanks for your content. Just did it for Dell. Thank you, Cunningham. I do appreciate it. Dylan, and let's see. Let me look. Let me try and answer this. Let me look. So we got Austin Dillon at $6,000. We have. Who are you guys getting? So we got Dillon at $6,000. Can he outscore Jones? Austin Dillon versus Jones. I don't project FanDuel points. I mainly just use the same. I mainly use the same projections and just make FanDuel lineups with them, if that makes sense. But looking at trying to imagine Dillon, I think he'll probably do. Who are we comparing here? I forgot. We got Dillon Jones. If Dillon holds on to his position, he should have 60 points, somewhere around there. And if Jones moved up, I think Dillon can outscore Jones on FanDuel if Jones doesn't have a knockout day. I'm giving Jones. What am I giving him? I'm giving Jones 16th, and I'm giving Austin Dillon 12. If it goes that way, Eric Jones outscores Dillon. However, if Jones struggles to get inside the top 20 and Austin Dillon holds on inside the top 20, then I think Austin Dillon would outscore him on FanDuel. Let's see. What's up, Eagles? McDowell. McDowell's a horrible play. Absolutely disgusting play. I think you need to consider him to try and get different. Yeah, I don't care about Briscoe and Suarez. The only time I care about guys going to the back is if the race is 400 laps and I project them to lead laps. Here, this race, this race is going to be the longest race you've ever seen in your life. Like yesterday, maybe it was because it was back to back, but in the Xfinity series, I was like, dude, this is a long race. Oh my lord. This is long. This is lame. Yeah, basically, Dave. Let's see. Buescher may have to drop to the rear. Nope. Nope. I mean, so... Okay, so he has a brake issue, right? If this is a professional NASCAR team, they should fix that if they're going to the rear. If that continues, then, they're not doing their job correctly. But no, like Buescher's starting 28th. Okay, he drops to the rear. He comes across the line on lap 1 once they've made a circuit. He's in 32nd. Maybe a few laps later, he's in 28th, and then he ends the stage at 24th, that's how I would imagine it, but at these road courses, we got to try and predict, okay, who's going to, kind of pit early, who's going to try and get track position late, who's going to be able to hold on track position, what if there's a late race caution, who's going to be the idiot who makes it 7 wide coming out of the turn 1 corner. Poor Eric, I feel so bad. I've been so lucky to not have Eric this year. Just it's crazy how unlucky Eric has been this week or this year. But yeah, he's absolutely too cheap. He's absolutely too cheap because I'm giving Eric. Well, he's not hitting 5x for me today, but I feel like, let's see, I'm giving Eric 34 points. But I feel like he's really safe. What am I giving him here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right now we're giving him an 18th place finish. But if he breaks into like the top 12, if you look at Eric Almirola's history, where are we at, Eric? 17th, 24th, 16th, 14th, 19th, 12th, 22nd, 9th, and 8th. Road course, Roval, Watkins Glen, Sonoma, all throw it in there. Like, he should get in, if everything goes well for him, he should get inside the top 16th. I just have to project him for not doing that just because, that's kind of how he's been, like, if that makes sense. Like, in my mind, I think he finishes, 15th, 14th. I'm projecting him for like 18th, 19th. That's what I would do. Let's see. Yeah, I know, man. I know what I know, and I don't know what I don't know. Linear track and road course, how many cautions? Well, yesterday showed us. So we had the truck series, a series that has absolutely no cognitive ability whatsoever in any of the drivers. They wreck on every single track, and they were spread out. They were too spread out to wreck each other. Xfinity series, same deal. The only time yellow came out was Boris said getting stopped in the back straightaway, and so I don't think we're going to see cautions here. That's why I'm saying hopefully we'll get some rain, we'll get some hail, we'll get some lightning, something to spice this up because it's going to be boring. It's going to be great. I don't see a whole lot of wrecks. This track is so wide. It's so FIA safe for Formula One because they have all this runoff. You can't wreck. Like it's virtually impossible to wreck unless you're just super untalented, like, and it'd be really hard to cause a big one here because this track is so wide. At the Roval, you got, a much tighter track here. There's so much runoff room. There's so many ways to go. Like, you shouldn't be able to go 8 wide at a road course. That's a design feature that I hate to see. We need to have like a 3-lane road course to where you just have to shove everyone out of the way, or like the S's. Like, the S's are just useless. Nobody can pass there. It doesn't do anything. It just spreads everybody out more. Let's see. 3 studs: Harvick, Keselowski, Larson, Dillon Brothers. Yeah. And see, like, I'd like Harvick as a play, but there's not a lot backing it up. Like, his history, his road course history is 6th, 17th, 11th, 3rd, 9th, 7th, 10th, 6th, and 2nd. Now, that's good, but he's in the same range as, like, Chase Elliott, AJ Allmendinger thing there. Harvick, to me, is just, I think he'll come in lower owned, but, like, what do I have good old Harvick projected for? Like, he's my favorite play today. But I got to be realistic. What am I giving Harvick? I'm giving him 6. Like, that's not knocking the world off. I'm playing Harvick to hope, Elliott has a heart attack, or, A. Allmendinger catches on fire, or something happens to those guys who are going to carry ownership to where Harvick can do well. I just like him because he's been short pitting in pretty much every road course race. And they're trying to get track position late in the race. But I don't know how much. Let's see. What is the lowest guy you would stop at on DK? Lowest in ownership, projections, or salary? Eagles. Yeah, good luck, Clutch. Good luck today. Let's see here. All right. What's the optimizer like in here? Yeah, okay, so it outscored. I'm being very heavy on some place differential guys. It's really loving Chris Buescher. And it's liking Cindric. It's liking Cindric a lot too. If I take Cindric out, what does this do? Those are the guys it's wanting to go to. But I think if I take Cindric out, because it's wanting to use him in the 8K range. If I remove Cindric, will this go up or down in terms of projections? Here, they can, yeah, okay, it went up. It went up. Yeah. Yeah, Cindric is too cheap, man. I can't believe he came in at 8,700. Can't believe it. Can't believe it's that cheap. That's crazy. Let's see. Makes sense. Lowest salary, it would probably be. Let me look. Lowest on salary. Let's see, we got an hour and 12 minutes before FanDuel locks. Also, this is a great week to use FanDuel as a predictor of ownership. I know FanDuel only lets you have 5 guys, and I'll answer your question in a second, Eagles. I'm just saying this. But this week, when it's a chalk race and when place differential is huge, use FanDuel ownership to have an idea. If you don't, go to any of the big sites or anything, it's not a 1-to-1, exact comparison. But it gives you a great idea of whoever's really high on FanDuel for place differential will most likely be high here. So it's a great thing to see what is Truex's ownership at, what is Keselowski's ownership at. Hey, are people kind of looking over Chris Buescher or Eric Jones on FanDuel? These would be the question I'd look at. Or Newman. I'd be curious to see what Newman's ownership on FanDuel is, and I can kind of get an idea if people either like him, and on DraftKings from that. It's not an exact art, but this is a week where I will like to look at a FanDuel ownership in those 10 minutes before. Probably Alfredo. If you take Alfredo out, it's Priest, or Alfredo, Dillon, and Priest. Ty Dillon, that is, should be the lowest guy you should go to. Yeah, it feels like, but I'd like seed nets, and I haven't listened to anybody else because obviously I'm doing this right now. That's why I want to listen to Awesome show that starts in about 10 minutes. So I'll probably end this within the next 5. I want to see what they're kind of thinking. But yet again, McDowell, he gets. Let's look at his finishes. 8th, 10th, 32nd, 12th, 18th, 16th, 18th, 25th, and 21st. Are people playing him because he might get a top 16? Are they playing him to get different? And he's not even man, the more I think about it, Cole Custer, I really need to consider Cole Custer. Nobody wants to play Cole Custer. I haven't seen anything this week on Cole Custer at all. I need to, I need that for my sake, man, because I think I need to make a Cole Custer lineup just to try and get different. And he's going to need help. He's going to need a lot of help, but we just need to find lower ownership somewhere. I might do that. Let's see. Any concerned over Hamlin? No, it's the same thing. I mean, if Hamlin's still having power steering issues after this, where they should change it, you just need to fire that entire team. Just fire everybody. Whoever is in charge of changing that. Everybody on the team should be fired. Their career should be over. They do not deserve to be in a cup garage if they cannot fix that. That's just how it is. What's your outlook on the boring or vanilla drivers like Newman or Kurt Busch? What's up with Kurt Busch? Why do people like Kurt Busch? What's up here? What is driving people to Kurt Busch? It's the fourth, the 3 top 5s. Is it because he's finished everything inside the top 15? Let's see, man, that's weird. Why are people liking Kurt Busch so much? I got Newman. I got Ryan Newman projected for 35 points. I got Kurt Busch projected for 36. So, there you go. And my issue is, like, I think you should play Newman. I think you should play a lot of Newman. I'm giving Newman I've given him 21st. If Newman finishes 15th, he's optimal. If you get Truex, Keselowski, and Hamlin all finishing inside the top 6, they're optimal. So that's like the start of the optimal lineup. And so, I don't know, man. But yeah, I think Newman's a good play. Let's see. Priest was all about Kurt or Pierce. Was he? Is he? I'm in his sheet right now. Is he liking him? He's giving him 40. Oh man, he's giving him. Oh man. Wish we could talk about it. Let's see. No, are you looking for a lap leader indicator? No, not really. Maybe. I'm playing 3 line. If I was playing 20 lineups, I might build 6 lineups going for lap leaders. But like yesterday, the only lap leader I played was Kyle Busch. I didn't play A. Gentleman here. I didn't play Austin Cindric. I only played Kyle Busch just because he was kind of going under the radar compared to what Kyle Busch should do, and I only played 3 lineups, and Kyle Busch was the only lap leader I played yesterday. Then I had Noah Gragson, so I kind of nulled that out. But the only time I care about lap leaders is if I think they're going to lead the whole race, especially like for today. Like, hopefully, if the race goes as planned, let's pray Reddick leads 2 laps, and then Kyle Larson leads 1, and then maybe Cindric takes over and leads 6, and then the stage ends or whatever. I'm kind of fast forwarding through things, but then after the stage ends, AJ Allmendinger has the lead, and then Chase Elliott takes over, and then Blaney leads. Like, that would be the best situation for the place differential lineups. It's just for fast laps and laps that to be spread out. Now, if one guy leads all 68 laps, then you might need that guy. We'll see. All right. He said he's still near. He is, man, but what do I have? What am I giving Kurt today? I'm giving Kurt a 10th place finish. Man, it's hard for me to. That's rough, man. Bird Hamlet, yes, because you cannot fix things. Hamlet, oh my God. Okay, well, like, why do people ask that? Hamlin projected to finish inside the top 6. Going to the rear, has 3 hours to get back to the front. Yes. Come on. Lock in Hamlin. Lock in Truex. Lock in Brad. Come on now. That's going to look bad. Oh, you're going to see Hamlin has negative points for the first, 8 laps of the race. But, yeah, you got to keep Hamlin in that. Let's see. I'll probably... Oh, it's from his I haven't read his article this week. I probably need to do that. I normally read it, but I guess I've been busy this week because I did my 3-hour live show yesterday, so I really didn't spend a whole lot of things reading stuff this week. Yeah. Now, Chris, you can come back and crucify me if Hamlin, blows a motor or has another power and steering issue. You can come crucify me. But if that team, that top of the line team, where everybody's getting paid a lot of money to help this stupid car go fast, they should be able to fix that and it not be an issue. That's why I was shocked. He even went back out to do a Q when they just added the power steering fluid, and then I don't know. I was shocked by that. I just figured they would have just gone to the garage and done over that, and then just cheated some more. Chalk bomb and cash for me this week. Yep. Can't play cash, man. Can't do it. This is gonna be a real. This race in cash is gonna suck. I guarantee you. If you're playing the big contest in cash, you're gonna have a crap ton of duplicated lineups. Even if you're playing small ones, high dollar cash lineups are gonna be very similar. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're in a 10-man 50-50 that 7 guys run the same lineup. I would not be shocked at that at all. That's just how it is. All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes left before I go ahead and head off. Any last questions or anything related to these? I'll give you about an hour to get, FanDuel lineup made, or at least for me, because you guys are already doing it. But yeah, I'm serious. If you guys are in FanDuel, look at ownership. It won't be an exact, head-to-head comparison, but it'll give you some. Just give you an idea of where people are going. And if I see somebody who is dreadfully low owned on FanDuel that I would imagine should have been higher, and that I think should be higher on DraftKings, then I'm just gonna probably play one of those guys. If that makes sense. Yeah. Let's see. Yet again, very end. I know we got some new guys watching. You can get my projections for this race. I made it available to any tier on Patreon. So if you send me $1, $3, join the Big Kahuna, the $18 one. You can get it, but usually it's hard to add people late in the like a week left. So next week it'll just be available to the 18 guys to the $18 tier again. But you can join, support me, help us out. Even though you hate cash, what? If I was playing cash, bam, 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 and then kind of continue on from there. I mean, if I'm saying lock in Hamlin, if I'm saying lock in Truex, I would play them for cash. Like Hamlin, Truex, Keselowski would probably be the core that I would use for cash, because it's going to be a core that's going to score extremely high. That's what I would do. Hi, should we be leaving? I think so. I'll reiterate what I said earlier, Gerald, is that this is a very chalky race. There's a good chance it's chopped across the board. Optimal lineup might be really high owned if the race doesn't do anything crazy. So the optimal lineup might be really highly owned, and then we're going to have a lot of duplicated lineups right under that score extremely similar to the optimal lineup. And so this is a week to where if I don't cash, I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm playing 3 lines on DraftKings, 4 on FanDuel. I'm going to purposely have one like really quote-unquote stupid, ugly play in all those lineups to try and be different and hope that that guy does well, or that chaos just reigns through the race. See what I did there with reigns? But yeah, I think I'm going to try and leave money on the table, because the optimizer is wanting to leave around 4,800 right now. Yeah, so that's where we're at. It keeps on to stack guys. It keeps on to play guys up front. Maybe I need to be more aggressive on the places that on the place differential plays, like bump them up more, because that's not when I put them in lineups right now. It's still one to go to people like A. Dominator, people like Cindric. I need to bump up the place differential plays more to try and force them in. Let's see what else we got. Any bets that you like? Check out Ryan Baumel on Twitter. He's the guy that I do the Dirty Air podcast with. Sports betting isn't legal here in Texas, so I've never even wasted time looking at that stuff. Like obviously I know what betting is. Like I don't mean like, oh, I'm just ignorant to betting, but I don't look at odds or anything, because I'm not going to waste my time looking at that if I can't do it here in Texas or anything like that. Third best line, right, Dave? That's, well, maybe not that extreme, but it's certainly a situation to where the top 2,000 lineups might be divided between maybe 9 lineups. That's what I would think. Yeah, good luck, bro. Thank you for the help. Yeah, hopefully we all do well, man. Hopefully hopefully there's some huge issues that causes some cash to or not some cash, some chalk to bust, because that's our only hope of really trying to take down a tournament by yourself. Not even me, just in general. Right now, if everything goes green, everybody stays clean, I think the optimal is going to be played, and I think it's going to be highly owned. Let's see. Keselowski or Blaney, go Keselowski. It's going to be wet. Yeah, hopefully it's carnage. I doubt it will be. But hopefully. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and head off. Thank you for joining me this week. We'll go ahead and tackle the Charlotte race next week, and we'll be celebrating my birthday and everything like that. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting me yet again. Go to Patreon, BrandonCruzDFS, to get the projections this week and to support this channel. Projections are available to all 3 tiers on there. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for supporting me and the channel, and good luck. Hopefully one of you guys wins it, man. That's all I want.